Despite what you might be seeing, Silver Tempest did not just bring us Lugia VStar, there's some other stuff in there too. Hey, Nick from 9card TCG, and today we're going to be looking at a Pokemon that, personally, I've grown to love in the past, I don't really know, a couple weeks, months, whatever it was. It debuted in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that is Ursaluna. Ursaluna does have a V card, and at first glance you're like, man, this card is absolutely terrible, but I think we can make it work. Now, this is a build that Rare Candy used, Eric from over at Rare Candy. Great YouTuber, please go check him out. I mean, come on, if you don't know who Rare Candy is, what is this? So, we took the deck that Rare Candy showed, and we made a couple of changes based on what I wanted and liked playing it, and it's kind of an interesting tank deck. Is it particularly good? No, but if you're tired of playing something like Lugia, this might be something at least interesting or fun to play, to like mess around with. We are going to be playing this on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, despite my my better intuition. But we're gonna play it on live. We'll see how it goes. Eventually, live is going to be the thing we have to use, right? So might as well start getting used to it. So we're going to head over to Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. But before we do, if you haven't already, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Tells YouTube this is a good channel. Other people should watch it. And let's check out Ursaluna. There really aren't a ton of Pokemon in this deck. We only have 11 at the moment. I wouldn't mind going up to 12 with a third Ursaluna, just because sometimes if one's prized and you only have one, that can be kind of annoying. But we do have 230 health, which is a little nice. 4 retreat, which is really unfortunate, but a weakness to grass does not really matter, so that's kind of cool. Hard coat means that we take 30 less damage from our opponent's Pokemon attacks, which means effectively we have 260 health. On top of that, we're going to be using something like the Radiant Serena to heal damage every turn. You can swap this with Radiant Gardevoir, which personally I think is probably the better move. Play Radiant Gardevoir. This way, your opponent, right now they have to do 260. Radiant Gardevoir means they have to do 280. Radiant Serena, yeah, you get to heal and something you get to control, but forcing your opponent to be able to do 280 is a little bit harder than forcing your opponent to do 260. So we're actually gonna change this, right? We're gonna remove this and we're gonna go with the Gardevoir, now that I think about it. And so yeah, Radiant Gardevoir. Loving Veil, all of your Pokemon take 20 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon V attacks. Lugia, Pokégear, Arceus, Giratina, like those are things that matter a ton right now. So I think even though we're limiting it to Pokemon V, I do think it's the right choice. We have a Manaphy to protect our bench, and then we have Diancie. Diancie is kind of nice in this deck because Princess's Curtain means as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, whenever your opponent plays a supporter from their hand, prevent all effects done to your benched basic Pokemon. So Ursaluna V is a basic Pokemon, so our opponent can't boss up an Ursaluna that maybe we're powering up, maybe we're trying to save. They can't boss up a Radiant Gardevoir to get that final prize, the same thing like Manaphy. And we do have Blastoise from Pokemon Go, Vitality Spring. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 6 energy cards, not basic energies, not special energies, any 6 energies you want, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you want. However, in exchange for this, your turn does end. So, a lot of energies, a lot of choice on which ones and where they go, but your turn ends, and this, of course, is going to evolve from Squirtle. So, how do we deal with this? Well, we're going to use something like Irida. Irida is going to let us get a water Pokemon and an item. So the water Pokemon we're going to get is the Blastoise, and then the item we're going to get is probably Rare Candy, which will skip evolution stages entirely and go from Squirtle straight to Blastoise. Some of the other things we have in here to help make this happen are things like Quick Ball. We got some Level Balls, Hisuian Heavy Ball to get an Ursaluna out of the prize. We have, which is something we can grab with an Irida, for example. We do have several Pokégears, 4 copies of Pokégears to try to find and dig for our supporters. We do not have any actual draw capability in this deck outside of supporters and our top deck. So being able to find a Marnie, research, Irida, something is critical. Escape Rope, just because we want to be able to move something out of the active. Scoop Up Net to get a Manaphy or something, or Diancie out of the active. We do have a Serena, which doubles as both a gusting option and a draw support. We have Marnie, another draw support, some Hyper Potions, discard 2 energies from one of our Pokemon. But if we do, we get to heal 120 damage. So that's kind of cool. Between Hyper Potion, Lake Acuity, if you have any water or fighting energies attached, you take 20 less damage. So now, we talked about Ursaluna having effectively 260 health, and now Radiant Gardevoir gives us 280 health. We tack on something like the Lake Acuity. Now we effectively have 300 health on a Pokemon V. And then we can even, if we wanted to, this deck doesn't run it, even though I think it should, run Cape of Toughness, because that's going to give our Pokemon V 50 extra health. So, we are running Big Parasol instead because we are really concerned about the Yveltals that can just instantly KO us. Even if we have 350 health, Giratina and Yveltal are pretty common. So, yeah. So we're going to sacrifice the 50 health, stay at a maximum of 300 damage needed to KO a Ursaluna to prevent the one shot. But I do really like Cape of Toughness 350, and then being able to heal a bunch is kind of nice. We got Team Yell Towel to heal 50 from both active. We're trying to tank. We don't really care if we heal our opponent. We talked about Level Ball and Quick Ball. Lucky Ice Pop, heal 20 damage, flip a coin. If it's heads, it goes back into your hand. If it's tails, it goes to the discard. How do we actually attack? We didn't talk about it because I wanted to save it for later. Peach Shoulder for 3 fighting energies is 220 damage. However, it does 10 less for each damage counter on this Pokemon, which is why we want to prevent as much damage as possible. So, you know, if we can tank damage and heal damage, that means Peach Shoulder is going to do a little bit more. And there's actually a little bit more tanking we can do in the form of Stone Fighting Energy, which, as long as it's attached to a fighting Pokemon, it not only gets a fighting energy, but they also take 20 less damage. So now if we, and this does stack, so if we have, you know, in theory, 4 Stone Fighting Energies, we're taking 80 less damage on top of the 20 less from Radiant Gardevoir, so that's 100. 30 less from Hard Code, that's 130, and then 150 damage less because of Lake Acuity. We could also, from V's, take an extra 30. We could be reducing damage by 180 every turn with something like V-Guard Energy, and then we can go ahead and use the Hyper Potion to heal 120 damage, which means even if you do 300 damage, it's enough to KO us. But let's say you do 290, right, or 280 damage. We got 20 health left. One, you have to do a lot more than that, but we could just heal. We could just heal 120 off of our Pokemon, and we just get some energies back. We got some basic fighting energies. There's really good ways to, like, energies to discard with Hyper Potion. So, yeah, it's a very simple deck in terms of, you know, being able to just put down an Ursaluna, power it up, heal it, attack, heal. It's kind of all you want to do, right? So let's go ahead and see how it does. So we are going to play on the casual ladder because I feel like it. I know Ursaluna is not particularly great, but we'll see how this actually does. We have our bad start counter that we don't really need for this. I mean, I guess we could. Our opponent wins the coin flip, so they're gonna. Oh, we get to go first. All right. I don't know if that matters too much for this particular matchup or this particular deck. Rapid Strike Urshifu. This could be very bad. Can you let me drag a Pokemon? I do not like playing live on desktop. It is much, much better playing on... this is really bad. Oh, boy. Just so we have a retreat out, I guess. We have an Irida, so I don't think I really need to, I don't think I really need to play the Pokégear. I'd rather save it for, like, next turn or, like, the turn after when I use the Irida. Oh, boy. This isn't good. But this is the kind of start that happens with this deck, right? We only have 2 Ursalunas, so... You know, it's not really terrible. If they are, in fact, playing Rapidash Urshifu, that would be very, very bad. They're playing Miltank. Now, we do technically have an answer for Miltank in the form of Blastoise, but it's not a very good answer. So that's kind of stinks. They are giving us 4 prizes at the moment. So, whatever, I don't really care about the Miltank. That does not matter to me. So, we'll see what we can manage to do this turn. We do find an Ursaluna, so that's really good. Let's go ahead. Let's just straight up Irida. Water Pokemon. We got an item. It would have been cool if I could have got the Battle VIP Pass going. If you want to, by the way, you can choose all, so you can look through your deck. It automatically filters to valid, so it'll only show you the cards that you can get. But if you click all, it'll show you everything in your deck, so you can kind of get a count of your prizes. So yeah, we'll go there. We will. How much retreat does this Blastoise have? It has a retreat cost of 3, but I don't think I necessarily want to pull it out of the active right now. We'll go ahead and attach the V-Guard. And these kind of matchups against Lugia, I'm going to attach the Big Parasol. And we will Vitality Spring. And we will get a bunch of Stone Energies. Because Lugia can hit very, very hard. So that's, if nothing else, I got to show you how this deck works. And we have a hype, like in theory, we would want to have a Diancie in the active. And then we would have another Ursaluna on the bench, so we can power that up with Blastoise. We can kind of get almost 2 powered up immediately. And actually, we can get 2 powered up immediately. I just happened to put a 4th energy on that one. So, yeah, you can power up 2 Ursalunas instantly with the Blastoise. Kind of cool. We have a Diancie. Ooh, they just pass. Okay. You get a Radiant Gardevoir. That's even better. Go ahead and play. We get a Marnie. I'm going to take it, but they didn't do anything, so I'm not going to play it. Do I like... I have 3... I can attack this turn and almost knock out this Miltank with this Blastoise, but it doesn't... It leaves me really stretched thin. And it doesn't give me a ton. If they do knock out the Blastoise, then I don't have an answer for the Miltank anyway. So I don't think I really need to do anything. I think we're just gonna end our turn. Yeah, even if if I use the Vitality Spring, I don't get to attack anyway. So if they just retreat attack with the Lugia, KO the Blastoise, then it's kind of pointless. They're gonna Serena. So they're going to discard some cards instead of bossing up my Ursaluna, which is good. Coding Metal Energy. That is something you don't see very often. So I'm curious as to see what Lugia build they're playing. They threw me off with the Rapid Strike sleeves and deck box. And then I got Coding Metal Energy on there. So this will be rather interesting to see. But like I said, at the very, very least, we have something right? This is, oh, and they get the, I don't think it's a thing that we can do, really. We'll use another Pokégear. Serena or Irida? I'm gonna go Irida. Because now we can get a water Pokemon, which doesn't really matter what it is. Really, I want to get this item. I want to get I need 2 items. I really need like an Escape Rope too. But I guess I'll pull the Manaphy and I'll just discard it. We'll discard the Manaphy. And we'll get a Diancie. I'll bench it. I'll heal 50 from this so it lives this turn. And then I'll Vitality Spring to it. And I'll put, this doesn't feel very good, because that's like all my energies. But at least it gives me an option to retreat. Our opponent doesn't have, they do have 2 Archeops in the discard, so they are just a Ultra Ball away, or a Evolution Incense away from getting Lugia VStar. So you don't like to see that. Yeah, these kind of decks, I don't think Ursaluna has a particularly good matchup into Lugia for 2 reasons. One, Lugia in its own right is a very strong tank. Between V-Guard energies, you can run it with Sharon's Care, you can run your own Hyper Potions, right? Because you can just very easily accelerate a double Turbo Energy, Hyper Potion, heal 120. Deck idea, by the way. And you just like, and then on top of it, you can hit super hard because you just attach a bunch of powerful colorless energies. Like, I do not like live. I don't like having to click all this stuff. Like, I wish I could just click the powerful colorless energy and it would show. But no, I gotta click the card and then click multiple times so you can read this. And I can't even click it again to like show you the powerful colorless energy. But whatever, they can accelerate a bunch of energies. They choose to go to both Lugias. They have 1 card left in hand. I'm curious, very curious to know what it is. I would very much like it if I could boss up that Lugia VStar and start hitting into it. We get a Lucky Ice Pop. I'm going to Vitality Spring again. We are just going to really rely super heavily on this Ursaluna. Let them KO this thing. And then I have the Hyper Potion, the Lucky Ice Pop to keep this one Ursaluna alive. Because that's kind of all I can do at this moment. While they continue to power up their bench. So, not feeling super great. Only having 1 attacker is very, very scary. But they only have 1 Lugia V. And they're only going to get a single prize off of this. So, I think at this, we'll see what our top deck is before I make a decision. I can't attack with the Ursaluna into Miltank either. So I really need a supporter. So I think at this point we just have to Marnie. I need something. It's not what I wanted to see. Just gonna have to pass. Definitely not what I wanted, but we do, again, we have the Lucky Ice Pop, we have the Hyper Potion, we can make a heal play happen. They might get a Luminion and search for us. Oh, no. Well, oh, yeah. They can't technically boss up my... Okay, so just gonna go for the instant KO. We have the Big Parasol, and if they use Lost Vacuum to get rid of that Parasol, we have another one. And these decks often don't run more than 1. So, you know, hopefully they use it a little prematurely, thinking like they have it. Unless they do, like, boss, they can't, because Diancie's inactive, so they can't boss. And if they escape rope, I'm obviously going to give the Gardevoir. So the Yveltal is ready to attack. Not a big fan of this. What does the Coding Meadow Energies go on? They're going to retreat. Okay. Into the Lugia. Doesn't work. They wasted the boss. So the power of Diancie. You get to see it in full force. They have to hit this Diancie. Literally no choice. Now, I don't have boss's orders of my own to bring up the scary Yveltal. So if they do in fact have a thing, what's it called? A lost vacuum or a tool scrapper or a tool jammer to deal with this Parasol, I'm in a lot of trouble. We're just going to attack. They take 30 less for some reason. I don't have any damage on me. So, Friends of Gallo, I don't even know what that does. Draw 3 cards. Okay. Interesting. I think they're just trying to flex that they have it. But, like, in a system where you can craft, it doesn't really matter that much. Evolution Incense, they're just burning some cards here. So, let's see. Are they going to retreat into the Yveltal? Because that might be where they go. And if they, I swear, if they Yveltal, Tool Jammer, Scrapper, Vacuum, whatever, I'm going to be so upset. They might cycle into another Lugia, though. But I was saying before, I don't have a boss's orders. No, here's the Yveltal. Please don't have it. I can't. Yeah, oh, they don't have it. Oh, man. They don't have it. We just knocked this thing out. Yes, they take fighting resistance. Oh, that's why we do 30 less damage. Fighting resistance, right? Okay, cool. And we take our first prize of the game. Let's go. I hate that flash, by the way. It's very bright. Not a big fan. And we are taking quite a bit of damage less from our opponent's Lugia here. So they're going to do 240 minus a lot of damage. And then we just Hyper Potion away, attack. So yeah, we're doing all right. And if they send up the Milk Tank, we have an Escape Rope. And we Escape Rope into the Gardevoir, Scoop Up Net, attack whatever they give. So even with the fighting resistance, Archeops still gets KO'd because we do 190, assuming we have full health, right? I've never seen people play so many Workers, and the Workers, Friends of Galar. Those are very interesting cards to play. I'm not really sure what they're looking for. You know, they're obviously digging. I mean, they played a supporter, so they played Worker, so it's not like they can boss up the Gardevoir, even though I don't really know why they'd want to. They're gonna play a Dunsparce. I don't care. Really, I don't care. I don't play anything that's lightning. So whatever. I guarantee after this game, my opponent goes and puts in a Tool Jammer or a Scrapper or something. What are they doing? They're retreating into the Milk Tank. Okay. Well, we got an Escape Rope. So if we get a boss, that'd be so much better. Like a Serena? Oh, man, I would love Serena right about now. They just went down to no cards for no reason. I really don't want to use my Escape Rope just yet. We're going to Heavy Ball, take a look at my prizes. Choose all. I have 2 Iridas, a Marnie, and a Fighting Energy. Of course I do. let's go ahead and quick ball this Battle VIP Pass and just kind of take a look at what we have in the deck. We do have 2 Serenas still and a couple of Pokégears. So I'm going to go ahead and grab an Ursaluna. I'm not going to play it. I just want to pull it out of the deck. And we can attack, but you know what? They don't have a hand either. We don't need to see this again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So they can accelerate energies, but they only have 12 cards left in deck at this point. So deck out is a very real option. They've exhausted a lot of energies. So they have 6 in play. 7. They have 11 energies in the discard. That's 17 energies. So let's see how many they pull. None. So they might just be at the point of deck out. I don't have to do anything. We don't need to play the Lake Acuity right now. We might just have survived, right? If they didn't Primal Turbo for energies, the odds of them finding one is pretty low, and getting that Serena is really nice. Hey, we get our own Serena. The Marnie that they played was nice, but they go down to 6 cards. They are just whittling away at their own resources here. I think we win just based on the fact that they don't have any energies left in deck. Okay. They have how much health left? 210. I don't care that much. I'm gonna boss it up regardless. Switch. I'm gonna take it anyway. And we are going to. I'm gonna play the Diancie though, just in case of an escape rope. This way they can't escape rope boss. And we'll just hit for 190. It's not gonna KO, but you know what? Whatever. They're not attacking with this Lugia, so whatever. I don't really care. They get the switch. Oh, come on. They had the switch. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I could try to deck them out a little bit more. Because they'll draw an extra card. So they'll go down to 4 cards in deck. And, yeah, we'll just end our turn. We can't hit the Milk Tank. A Canceling Clone would be really nice for this situation specifically. We would not... They're going to... Sure, we'll draw a card. They're going to go down to 0 cards in deck, and that means they just lose. Because they're not taking 4 prizes this turn. So, we just end our turn and win. I'm ending this video because... There's no way that we should have won this. I can't. Yo, let's go. That's what I can't. How do they deck themselves out? You know what? It wasn't the most exciting game in the world, but it was, oh god, the Ursaluna taking so much less damage. You love this. We were literally taking 130. We could have taken a lot less damage. 180 less damage. I think we were taking something stupid that even Lugia couldn't deal with. The Big Parasol stopping the Yveltal, which is exactly why we have it. This is what this deck wants to do. Granted, we would have been attacking a little bit more in normal situations, but hey, a win's a win no matter how you get it. Whether you knocked out the only Pokemon they had, they decked themselves out, you take 6 prizes, they scoop. It does not matter how you get the win, as long as you get it. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, found this informative. Let me know what you think of Ursaluna. No, but maybe. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.